We start episode 19 outside the headquarters of the Hunters Association. We see two certified badasses, Choi and baek yoonho, always with the hard to pronounce names, because of course solo leveling has hard to pronounce names. Two of the most powerful S-rank hunters in Korea. The paparazzi is going crazy. They know that minsung is getting ranked today, and they automatically assume that these two are here to recruit him, as if they would ever care about some weak-ass A-class hunter like this, and they make a big deal about it. Plus, they already know that he's going to the Fiend Guild. It's already set in stone. The two S-rank hunters are obviously annoyed by what's going on. They don't even know what the paparazzi are there for. That's how little this dude matters to them. And this dude thinks he's a big deal and all that. I always find it interesting that the S-class hunters just don't want to deal with the media at all, but it makes sense. When you have that much power, you don't want to deal with these people. You know they are just a bunch of fools and there for a story. They're probably lying about you, spreading that fake news that everyone's always talking about. The media is disappointed, thinking that the S-class hunters would actually waste time with them, but of course they're not going to waste time talking to the media. The two guild leaders discussed the recent gates that Jinwoo had saved both their guilds from. Choi is scoffing at Baek, saying at least they didn't lose an A-class hunter like the White Tiger Guild did. To be honest, we saw Kim Chul and how he was acting. It wasn't really that big of a loss. I mean, he's not the type of dude you want to hang out with. They're both just going at each other, insulting each other, trying to argue over what one of them should get Jinwoo, as if either of them were ever going to get Jinwoo. It's funny to see how uptight these two get during this conversation. Lim Tae-gyu shows up thinking that they're going to try and steal Minsung from him. And once again, why would they care about some loser A-rank hunter when they have much bigger fish to fry? And it kind of shows how out of the loop the leader of this guild is. They both yell at him, saying they don't care about that loser. This dude thinks that he's some big shot. Jinwoo looks very confused about what's going on in front of the Hunters Association. He's hoping they are not all there for his assessment because, as I said, these high-rank hunters do not like the media. I don't think most people do, especially at this time in the world. They treat it like a burden, and let's be honest, it can be a burden. Obviously, I know all about that and can sympathize with them. And then we cut to half Korean, half English music. That's horrible. No, it actually isn't that bad. I love this manhwa, but I just can't get into the Korean music. The K-pop is just not for me. What do you guys think about K-pop? Let me know. Are you a fan of it? I don't even know what's going on in this song. It's like something about sunshine ponies or something. This whole scene was just kind of weird and honestly a joke. This dude's a joke character. This dude thinks he's a big deal because he's an A rank and he's a movie star. He has no idea what else is about to go on. And the paparazzi doesn't either, which is hilarious. The paparazzi is hopping up and down on it, to say the least, bouncing up and down, you know what I'm saying? They're worried as they can be about this 2-bit washed up man, like they are in real life about celebrities. I just don't understand why people idolize these famous people, actors, musicians, like they barely have anything to offer the world, and the people act like they matter. Apparently it happens in this world as well. For some reason, this actor is a bigger deal than the two S-rank hunters who just walked in. Minsung already knows he's a bitch, so he's gonna go back to acting. He's trying to avoid military service like someone else. You know what we mean. I mean, what can you say? He's a meathead. It's not his fault. The reporters are upset that Jinwoo was standing in their way. Minsung is calling him an idiot as if Minsung isn't an idiot. The irony. Some dude all high and mighty in a black suit tells Jinwoo that the entrance is closed. Gogun, he shows up to put him in his place, let him know that he's a guest of his and he matters a lot more than him. This dude's horrified, like he just watched someone getting exercised. Minsung's getting upset, thinking he's being upstaged. He has no idea how much he's about to get upstaged. It's like knowing Shane Gillis is going to be up after you after a comedy show. You know they're laughing, but you're not going to measure up to what comes next. Inspector Wu tells Minsung that he can't come in yet because someone else is being reassessed. Minsung threatens his job, and Wu puts him in his place, telling him that he doesn't even recognize him. Minsung's ready to curl up in a ball. Baek and Choi are bowing to Jin Woo, as they should be to their new master. At least some people know where they stand in this world. Go Gun-hee says that they've been looking forward to seeing this, but they ain't seen nothing yet. They lock the room for this reassessment better than they lock Elon Musk away from your personal information, that's for sure. In a way, you could say that Big Balls is in the room, and you better hope you're not getting funding from US aid. The man doing the evaluations asks Jin Woo what he can do. He summons one simple weak shadow soldier to show him. Go Gun-hee knows Jin Woo is holding out like that girl I took to prom. I guess that off like a prom dress joke doesn't actually work for anyone. And I didn't take any girls to prom, let's be honest. Disappointing. Anyways, Jin Woo realizes the cat's out of the bag. Bro, the cat isn't just out of the bag. The cat jumped out of the bag. The cat jumped out of the bag, used full calling from My Hero Academia, jumped over the building, accidentally grabbed onto one of Elon Musk's rocket ships, and went straight to Mars. Then Jin Woo shows them what he can really do. He summons an entire army of shadow soldiers behind him. This dude can't... The hunters can't believe what they're seeing. Go Gun-hee can barely believe what he's seeing. Although he does look the least surprised of them, he can probably tell how strong Jin Woo actually is. Jin Woo lets them all know that he can produce 100 more of them, but they wouldn't fit in the room with. The two S-rank hunters just can't believe what they see. Just look at their faces. They are absolutely stunned by what this man can do. And these fools thought they were gonna get Jin Woo to join a guild with them when Jin Woo gets his license. They can't put a bunch of S's on the page, so they just stick with one S. For some reason, Jin Woo is thinking about his sphere of avarice and how he should sell it, like it isn't one of the most powerful objects in the entire world. The only person who would want to buy it's right next to him. I mean, plenty of people want to buy it, but Choi's the only dude who has the money. And I can't imagine the eggplant that's going through this guy's mind thinking that he can still get Jin Woo to join the guild. The only eggplant bigger than that is the one that your mom... It's not like Jin Woo just got an incredibly powerful magic user in the last episode, right? He didn't. Did he? I didn't see that. I bet it was a lame battle. I bet nothing cool happened during it. I'm sure the animation was horrible, right? Jin Woo doesn't even have time to breathe on his new hunter's license before Baek and Choi are already at him, trying to talk to him, saying that they have business to discuss, as if he doesn't know what that means. Then we see Jin Woo's sister, Joo-hee, and that young girl who was saying questionable things after hanging out with Jin Woo that almost got him canceled, and a few days in prison. His sister can't believe it. Then we see the guy that thought he should be in jail, thinking that he was on the news because he murdered someone, not realizing that he was just made an S-rank hunter. This dude is honestly perfect for comedy. He is an absolute moron. We get to see a bunch of people's reactions who have been in Jin Woo's life. As Cha is staring at the screen, of course, seeing the last rage, she is not surprised. She's just getting a woman eggplant. Jin Woo is not excited for the paparazzi taking 1 million pictures of him, but I mean, of course they gotta take a lot of pictures of him. He's hot as hell. He's got it all going on. Minsung is not handling it very well, that he is no longer the center of attention. When we see Yoonho talking to his father, he's very disappointed that he couldn't get Jin Woo to join. and that he's in fact considering joining Jinwoo's guild. He's as disappointed as a father from Alabama watching his son win in women's boxing. He's as disappointed as a Japanese father when his kid grows up and tells him that he's gonna be an influencer instead of a doctor. All right, maybe not that disappointed. That's a very, very disappointed father in that case. We go back in front of the Hunters Association. The two S-rank hunters offer him a ride home, but he says no thank you. Choi has the glimmer in his eyes that Cha has for him. He even thinks Jinwoo's smoking hot at this point, and most people think Choi is pretty hot. I mean, I'm just saying they'd make a good couple. Baek has a glimmer in his eyes, realizing that Jinwoo has gotten stronger since the last time that he's seen him. Jinwoo goes directly to the auction house, saying that he needs protection for a dungeon that's pretty hot. But realistically, the dungeon needs protection from him because he is so hot. Jinwoo realizes he doesn't want to pay that much for these items. And Pierre, I'm assuming that's his name, at least look at the dude. Dude definitely looks like some dude named Pierre who's gonna try and sell you cologne. Pierre tells Jinwoo that if he breaks the glass, he can have the items. And I don't know what this dude thought he was thinking. He probably knew Jinwoo was a S-rank hunter, so this was absolutely foolish. Jinwoo powers up and Pierre starts backtracking like a politician on a campaign promise. The salesman looking at the gates realize it cracked quicker than Takashi Sits 9. Jinwoo wants to look at some weapons. He's got some weapons right here, we know that. I don't know why he needs any other weapons. We'll see that later in the story. These are the only weapons he needs. The salesman, of course, tries to rip him off. Jinwoo asks how much his dagger would be worth, and he informs him that he wouldn't sell it for less than 100 million. Jinwoo then realizes how much the gold that he's getting for drops are really worth. He bought this dagger for 2.8 million gold. Each gold is worth roughly 38 Korean won. Or whatever they use. Let's be honest, they should just use American dollars. We're the reserve currency of the world, baby. They just say that they have a different currency to make themselves feel better. A lot of countries do that. Baek is sitting alone in his office, longing, thinking about how he can finally get that date with Jinwoo. He's got that eggplant. He realizes that Jinwoo might be capable of getting stronger over time, but he doesn't understand how that's possible. Because, of course, Jinwoo is completely breaking the rules right now. But hey, if there was anyone you're gonna break the rules with, it's gonna be with this hottie right here. Back at the apartment, Gina's mad that Jinwoo didn't tell her that he's gonna be on TV. There's a knock at the door. Jinwoo thinks that someone's going to be harassing him, like the paparazzi. It turns out it's just the normal dude harassing him, Yoonho, which is standard. Yoonho acknowledges his sister. I wonder if that's going to turn into anything down the line. Yoonho is sleeping on the floor next to Jinwoo, like a kid who woke up from a nightmare and wants to sleep next to their parents. He decided he needed some extra security considering how famous he is now, so he summoned his orc guards that he got from Tusk. He's wondering where the other one went, and they remind him that he played ping pong with him and never brought him back down from the ceiling. Jinwoo decides he's gonna put the whole city on his back like he's Kawhi Leonard before the injuries. Zaza Patchouli really should have gotten in more trouble for that. That's messed up what happened. He tells his shadow soldiers to guard the city and do a patrol. The next morning, Yoonho has taken on the role of being a chauffeur for Jinwoo, taking him to DS Tower. He's not sure why he's going, but he's gonna listen to Big Bro. Yoonho admires the fact that Jinwoo is trying to get stronger, even though that he's an S-ranked. Jinwoo had informed him that it was going to be something of a training mission for him. We see Jinwoo wearing his nice new cape and ring that protect him from fire. Did he steal these? We didn't see him buy them. I guess he went to the bathroom to grab stuff out of the shop and must have sold it. Let's just say we stole these because that would be better. Plus, who's going to stop him? Statistically speaking, better looking people get better deals. So he goes to jail. You know, let's be honest. We can't even send him to jail now because he's an S rank. I don't know, maybe that thing for Maybe that thing for Gina's friend, they could send him to jail for that. But it's hard to send an S-rank hunter to jail. Upon entering the tower, he gets a notification that he needs to kill some dude named Brown, the demon monarch. Who knows who that is? We'll probably find out later. He'll get a skill called Shadow Exchange, which I'm sure won't matter at all later in the story. We see the capitalism's final boss, Jinho's father, get what he deserves and drop unconscious on the floor in front of his mother. We go back to the demon castle. Jinwoo summons Tusk and then gives him the Orb of Avarice. Then he does his own spirit bomb and shoots it like a laser, like some final battle between Kid Buu and Goku. He shoots at some demon bunny looking thing that looks like Wendigomon from Digimon. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the game on. Go play. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. I know it was bad. Maybe just go take a walk, come back and finish the video. Then we're in the hospital, which you probably want to go to the hospital and get your ears checked after what just happened to you. I'm very sorry about it, but we're at the hospital with Jinho's father. We find out he's a little bitch. He's intolerant to magic. He's got some eternal sleep disease, the same disease that Jinwoo's mother has. He's wondering if he's getting called like people who aren't working hard enough on Bill Gates' farms are about to by all these immigration officers. We see two randoms walking. They see this creepy looking dude that's like an ant with wings. I don't think that will be relevant at all. Don't worry about him. Jinwoo is getting level after level. He's got 6 squads of shadows splitting up, hunting down all the demons. He's sitting in a throne like the king that he is. Jinwoo's wondering why it's been 2 days and they still haven't found an entry permit for the 80th floor. Then for some reason, just now after 2 days, he's realizing that squads are being murdered. So he decides it's time to go check it out and see what's happening. Jinwoo does this weird thing on the ground where he uses a bunch of random objects. He's figuring out that they're just targeting the weak ones, and he knows the net's weakest squad is the one that's led by Tank. We see Tank, and we see these badass demons. The animation is so good here. I'm gonna show you the animation and the actual manhwa here. It's incredible how good this animation is. Good enough that they striked me for my last video. Disappointing. Jinwoo appears. He quickly cuts down the demon knights. Then we see the last one backing away. He said he's always wanted to know if magical creatures feel fear. And that's just one of the coldest lines you're gonna hear. And now he has his answer. Boom, cutscene. Obviously the episode didn't quite stand up to the last one. Kind of like how the newest One Piece chapter didn't stand up to the one before it. But there needs to be some of these intermediary episodes in between. This was kind of like a break episode in a way. I'm sure they get extra time to work on the animation for the next episode because of it, and they're probably gonna need it. I'm pretty sure after seeing how far we got into this episode, we will at least be at the end boss of the Demon Castle by the next episode, probably starting to fight it, which means we're very likely to get to see Jeju Island during this season, which many people have been questioning, and the demand is going to be epic. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, and tell me what you think I can do better in the comment section below. As you can see, I'm always trying to improve these videos.